Murray, number 5.
Amendment number 5, this requests the Government Accountability Office to review, audit, and report back within 90 days on the so-called Department of Government Efficiency so that we can all understand its role, authorities, and impacts. Mr. Chairman, your mark assumes $1 trillion in savings over the remaining 7 to 8 months in 2025. That is an astronomical amount of savings to achieve in a very short amount of time with absolutely no detail that's been provided to us. Those savings would appear largely to come from DOGE, which is operating throughout the government without any authorization from Congress, without any normal disclosure of people or processes or conflicts, and really with no accountability whatsoever. Whether you support some actions at DOGE or not, you should support transparency and accountability to Congress and the American public. Elon Musk and DOGE have already tried to shut down USAID. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, we are told it is now targeting the Department of Education, with the president saying he wants Musk over at the Pentagon next. None of this is normal, not DOGE, the involvement of an unelected billionaire, the vast influence it has, or the actions they have taken to date with little or no input from all of us. Let's be clear, no one voted to let an unelected billionaire decide what bills the federal government would or would not pay, or whether our elementary schools and hospitals get funding, but President Trump is giving Elon the keys to the Treasury. And again, the lack of transparency into its people, processes, and potential conflicts should concern every single one of us. So my hope is with this amendment, we can agree to some oversight of DOGE and ask Congress's independent, nonpartisan watchdog, the GAO, to review DOGE and report back to us within 60 days. If you are not supportive of this, I have to ask, what are you scared of finding out? Past budget resolutions have similarly tasked the Congressional Budget Office and the Joint Committee on Taxation on a bipartisan basis to perform analysis or studies. This amendment is offered in the same spirit. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Senator Ricketts.
Mr. Chairman, if you use 2019 as a baseline, we spent $4.4 trillion. 2024 fiscal year, we spent $6.9 trillion. We're on track this year to go to $7.2 trillion. But just stop at 2024, that's a 55% increase in 5 years. If that's normal, we have to get away from normal. We ought to be looking at what can we do to bring spending back down to levels of the pre-pandemic, of course, adjusted for things like inflation and population growth, interest on the debt, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. There are things that are just going to grow. But we've got to get a handle on our budget. That means we've got to be looking at what can we do to rein in spending, where are we seeing opportunities to do a better job of providing services and lower your costs. That's what I did when I was governor of Nebraska. Any senator, can always request from the GAO anything they want at any time, and so we all have the prerogative of doing that on our own. This budget resolution is supposed to be about making sure we secure our border, keeping the American people safe, bumping up our defense. I urge my colleagues to reject the amendment.
Mr. Chairman, I am not saying that this amendment would say you can't do it. I'm just saying that we have a right to have transparency and to see what they are doing. That is our job, and I believe we should be following our job.
Thank you. Debate